Proverbs Chapter 13, through the Bible. Part 2. Only by pride cometh contention, but with the well-advised is wisdom. Proverbs 13, verse 10. When you find contention in a group, in a neighborhood, in a church or church group, the basis of it will be found to be pride. It is always that. As someone has said, it takes two to make a quarrel. Always. Wealth gotten by vanity shall be diminished, but he that gathereth by labor shall increase. Proverbs 13, verse 11. This is another proverb that should be considered in the light of eternity. That is the yardstick that you must put down alongside this. Many wealthy men apparently knew that they had very foolish offspring. So they established trust funds and put legal chains around their estates so their offspring could not get to it. Such an arrangement is made so that their offspring can live off the income, but they cannot touch the estate itself. As a result, there are many rich sons in the world today, men who never made a dime in their lives. They wouldn't know how to work for a living at all, yet they are heirs to tremendous fortunes. But they have been protected so that they cannot touch the principal of their estates. If they could, they would foolishly spend it all. Now, this proverb needs to be looked at in the light of eternity. What are true riches? What is wealth really? Is it those stocks and bonds? Well, the individual is going to lose them someday. Death took them away from the original owner. Nobody came in and stole them. He stole away. He went off and left them. And that's going to happen to those who own those stocks and bonds today. Hope deferred maketh the heart sick, but when the desire cometh, it is a tree of life. Proverbs 13, verse 12. You can just keep hoping for something that doesn't come to pass, that will make the heart sick. This is the reason we ought to be in step with the will of God in our lives, because we hope for a great many things that will not be realized in our lives at all. How much better it is to accept the reality of the situation in which God has placed us. Whoso despiseth the word shall be destroyed, but he that feareth the commandment shall be rewarded. The law of the wise is a fountain of life, to depart from the snares of death. Good understanding giveth favor, but the way of transgressors is hard. Proverbs 13, verse 13 to 15. All through Proverbs, there is this contrast between righteousness and wickedness. God hates pride. He hates lawlessness. He hates hypocrisy. He has no use for this type of thing that arises out of our human nature. That is the reason that God will not accept anything that we do in the old nature. It is only what He can perform through our new nature that is acceptable to Him. One thing is sure. He is not going to take Vernon McGee's old nature to heaven. I'll be glad to get rid of it. In heaven, you and I will be forever parted from that old nature which produces all the sins that are inherent in each of us. God makes what He wants very clear in Isaiah 66, verse 2. To this man will I look, even to him that is poor and of a contrite spirit, and trembleth at my word. That is the way we must all come to God if we wish to be accepted of Him. We cannot come in pride, and we dare not despise His word nor His commandments. A wicked messenger falleth into mischief, but a faithful ambassador is health. Proverbs 13, verse 17. We have had men in our government who have had access to government secrets, to that which is top drawer as far as the policy of this country is concerned. And some of these men have been homosexuals. When the enemy discovers this, it makes it possible for them to use these men. The same is true about men who have a weakness for alcohol. A wicked messenger falleth into mischief. We need men of high integrity in our government. It is important whether a man drinks or not. I think it is tragic that so many men high up in government positions use alcohol. I think that is a part of our problem as a nation today. We need to recognize that these basic proverbs, which seem so simple, are so important to our lives as individuals and as a nation. He that spareth his rod hateth his son, but he that loveth him chasteneth him betimes. Proverbs 13, verse 24. This is real child psychology. The child of God today is told the same thing. Children, obey your parents, but the father is told, provoke not your children to wrath. Ephesians 6, verses 1 and 4. That is, don't whip them or discipline them when you are angry or talking in a loud voice. Wait until a time when you can calmly sit down with your child and talk with him and explain why he is being disciplined. That is very important. This is the reason my father's discipline was so good. He often did not deal with me until maybe a day had gone by. And I thought several times I had gotten by with it, but I hadn't. He very calmly dealt with me, and I knew he was not doing what he did because he was angry. Discipline is very important.